Okay, so I've decided to make a short video about the Yamaha CLP-685. This is the upgrade that I made from the 585 only recently. However, this is a faulty model, so it is being returned. But I did think I'd do a short review since signing up to the Piano World Forum. A couple of people think it would be a good value to upload a video review, so that's what I'm going to do here. So as you can see, it's the Yamaha CLP-685. And it's finished in polished ebony. So, I mean, looks-wise, design-wise, there's actually no difference. Well, there's a slight difference to the 585. So as you can see here in the side profile, there's a slight curve here. It's half an inch taller as well. But other than that, there's really not much difference in design. You've got I think the power light fades out when you turn it off, but that's it really. The pedals look the same, they feel the same as well. It's a GP response pedal. I don't notice much difference in the feel. A little bit more resistance. Also, you've got these clips now for the music, whereas before in the 585 you just had a long bit of felt, and the music did tend to slide off, so it's a nice improvement to see these. That's pretty good. So, moving on from the design, what I will be doing in this video as well is providing some sound samples. Now the sound samples will be onto USB from the piano, and then I'll layer the sound on top of the video, so it's actually, the sound as you would hear it through the piano and not as picked up through my iPhone. And on the same video, this one here, at the end I'm going to add in the sound demos that I made on my 585. So on this video you'll be able to see the sound from the 685 and then directly onto the 585, and I'll be playing the same pieces as well, so it'll be a good comparison in terms of the sound. So this is a little bit different here, this layout. You've now got two buttons, one for the CFX and one for the Bösendorfer. Piano room is a new feature. In all honesty, I struggle to notice a difference. The only difference I notice is when I turn VRM off, and then the resonate from the keys, or the string resonance that you get, you can tell that disappears when you turn it back on. There's a subtle resonance when you press one of the keys, and then another one that the body does tend to vibrate, and that's, I guess it's nice. These settings are saved. I've seen some posts in forums where people were concerned that these don't actually save, so when you turn the piano off and back on again you have to reset them. That's not true, they do save. However, whatever you set on the CFX Grand applies to the Bösendorfer and vice versa, so they don't appear to be independent, so one setting applies to both. That's a little bit irritating, but yeah, it's not a massive deal. Okay, so you've got your brightness, the touch sensitivity, the reverb, the VRM. I always recommend you leave that on. You've got some damper resonance, string, the body resonance, and a key off sample. So a couple of improvements over the 585. As I said, my personal opinion, I didn't really notice a massive difference there. And I experimented with the settings down to 0 then up to 10 and played the same pieces, and I really couldn't tell much difference. So the biggest selling point for this piano, for me, I did trial it in a store, albeit the store was noisy and it was in and out, there was a lot of customers, so I don't feel like I had enough quality time with it to make an informed decision. But I thought, okay, I'm going to buy this, take it home, spend a little bit of time, and I've got my opinion on it. A long story short, I really don't think it's worth the upgrade from the 585 to buy this. The touch was one of the selling points. So the touch is a little bit heavier. The best way to describe it, it feels nothing like a grand piano. It's different, not bad. It's different. So the pivot point as well. So apparently this is the longest key on a digital piano, and that comes from Yamaha. So, well, the longest key on any digital piano, and that comes from Yamaha and the sales specialist where I bought this instrument. The pivot point does make a subtle difference, however, it is not drastic. It's not significant over the 585. Certainly I wouldn't use that as a reason to upgrade. The 585 in hindsight now is actually a great digital piano. The weight, the best way to describe it is it's like the 585 with a slightly heavier feel. So there's an additional counterweight in this, and you can feel it is a little bit heavier, but it just makes playing, for me, a little bit more difficult. I played on a Steinway. I'm a member of a piano meetup group, and we play on a Steinway, and the touch on the Steinway is really light. And playing this just feels incredibly heavy. I've got to put a lot more effort in to play the same piece as I do on Steinway. So I actually prefer the touch of the 585 because it is a little bit lighter than this. And for me, it's a bit more realistic, actually. The black keys are finished now in some kind of synthetic ebony. You can see the kind of textured surface, and that is a nice improvement. I do actually quite like that. So when your fingers are sweaty, you notice that your fingers do stay on rather than sliding off the keys. And the white keys as well, they've got their synthetic ebony as they did on the 585. So in terms of sound, so this is a spruce cone speaker system, and it's 300 watts, which is almost twice the power of the 585. But I've got to be honest, I didn't notice any difference in terms of the sound quality or the sample on the CFX. The Bösendorfer does sound a little bit brighter, but it's not massive. Apparently it had twice the processing power over the 585. I really didn't notice any difference, a slight difference, but again, is it worth the difference in price, 585 onto the 685? In my opinion, no. I really don't think it is. And you can make your own mind up as well, so I'll provide sound samples, as I said, near the end of this video, both this one and my 585, which I'm actually getting back because this one's broken. So if I turn the volume down on this, you'll be able to hear, hopefully the video will pick it up. So if I press the key, it sounds fairly normal. However, on this key here, there's, I don't know if you can hear it, there's a rattle and there's something loose behind here, and it does it if I press the keys down here as well. So that's going back to the shop. Okay, so in terms of rivals, I did think about getting the Kawai CS11 or the Kawai CA97, but the Kawai CS11 I believe has a soundboard, and practicality reasons I don't think I'd be able to get that up into this room because it doesn't come apart. It's actually just one unit, which is a bit of a shame, because I really liked Kawai CS11. The action was really good, and for me the action on the Kawai was better than the 685, and better than the 585. So I think that's probably all I'd like to cover here. I'm happy to answer any questions, either leave links in the description or on the Piano World forum, and I'll do my best to answer. So I'm going to leave you with some sound samples.